What's up, everybody? Welcome back to SoxStop, episode 3. Thank you to everybody who continues to hang out with me while I talk Sox. We are 3 weeks into the season, 18 games into the season, and the Red Sox sit at 7-11. Pretty much the exact same spot that they were in the last time I talked to you guys. They're 4 games under 500. There are some things that have been going well, but more things that have been going not so well, I would say. They've had a couple. Right, they've had a couple games where everything has been perfect and gelled together. There were some complete team performances even this week, but most of the games are not like that. Most of the games, there's something that goes wrong, and something goes off the rails. Whether it's pitching, whether it's batting, whether it's defense, whether it's the bullpen. I mean, it's always something. It feels like Friday night in St. Louis. The Cardinals are playing well. They're not the best team in the world. They're having a pretty good start to their season, but it's a beatable team. Friday's game was pretty frustrating. I mean, we had Connolly early on the mound. He was okay. He went 4 1/3, 5 strikeouts, 5 hits, and only 1 earned run, right? But he just he couldn't stay in the game. I think he just ran the pitch count up just a little too much, throwing too many balls. It is what it is. It was a really frustrating game because it felt so winnable. They gave up a run early, second inning. And when you give up a run early, it's kind of tough to bounce back and motivate yourself. But, when you're getting behind so early in games, sometimes it's just like, come on, man, again, really? You don't know if they have the dog to come back. But they come up in the 4th inning, and they make some things happen, man. Trevor Story's got runners on the corners, less than 2 outs, right? What do you do in that situation? All you want to do is put the ball in play. Just put the ball in play, man. He ends up hitting a ground ball. Beats out the double play. Yoshida scores from third. We're on the board. Later on in that inning, we got Trevor Story on third base, Marcelo Meyer on first. This was one of my favorite plays of the entire week. Trevor Story stole home. It was one of the most Little League plays ever. You actually practice this play in Little League because this is some Little League-ass baseball. Marcelo Meyer takes off for second base. He's dead in the water. All right, the guy's not very fast. They throw down to second. Meyer just stops. Stops halfway. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? Trevor Story sneaks through the back door and steals home. You kidding me, man? They're getting down and dirty. That's what you need to do. You need to play small ball, bunt, steal. Do what you have to do to put runs on the board because your lineup has been so inconsistent at that. A lot of game left, obviously. The Red Sox can't hold the lead for more than an inning. What do they do in the 5th? They bring in Zach Kelly, and the guy just stinks. I'm sorry. He gives up 2 runs immediately. And that's it. Rest of the game, no more scoring. Bats fell asleep. Done. Such a frustrating loss. Felt like such a winnable game. But it's all right. We move on. Now, this game on Saturday is one of those games that you call complete team effort. Ranger Suarez has had 2 really bad starts. We gave the guy a lot of money in the offseason, and you're really waiting for him to turn it around because he has a reputation of being really good. And we were waiting for him to turn it around. My God, did he? Showed up to St. Louis. The guy was lights out. 6 innings, only 3 hits, 6 Ks, only 2 walks, no earned runs. Man, I mean, that is a great pitching line for Ranger Suarez. That's exactly what we need from him. We don't need him to be a high, 10, 11 strikeout guy. We need him to be the guy that limits base runners, gets ground balls, gets outs, makes it through 6 innings. And for the most part, the bullpen was pretty solid. Whitlock is usually a pretty locked down guy. Man, Jordan Walker, this guy has been on another planet. At this point, he was leading the MLB in home runs. He hit his 6th off of Garrett Whitlock, an absolute bomb. So the game's tight now. It's 2-1, and now you're starting to think the wheels are turning a little bit. Oh boy, here we go again. Are they going to blow another lead? A 2-run lead is never safe. I don't care what inning it is. You need to get more runs on the board. 9th inning comes around, and our boys do their job, man. Rafaela, once again, with a big RBI to give him a 3-1 lead. Much needed insurance run. This guy has been amazing with runners on base. Caleb Durbin, this guy, we've been talking smack about him. He's been playing a little better. Not great, but a little better. He drives in 2 more with a single. And then Jarren Duran comes up, whack, goes the other way, puts one through the hole at shortstop. Drives in another run. Wilson Contreras, 3rd RBI of the game. Let me stop and talk about Wilson Contreras for a second. This guy was awesome in this series. Playing against his old team at their home stadium, comes in and delivers 3 RBIs. Ryan Watson comes in and closes the door. Player of the game, Ranger Suarez, 100%. He needed to get that out of the way. He needed to get a good start. It was his first good start of the season, and hopefully that gets something going for him, and he continues play solid baseball. Sunday was just a bloodbath. The Red Sox, from start to finish, just dominated this game. They put up 2 runs in the first inning. Wilson Contreras, again, 2-run bomb to dead center. It seems like Wilson is always getting big hits, always getting on base, driving runs in. He's doing what he has to do. I barely even had time to put the game on before he hit an absolute blast, which is great. Get on the board early. We love that. Of course, we got to show you Rafaela's diving catch. What a friggin' play, man. This is the guy that we've been missing. This is our Gold Glove center fielder. I mean, he's looked a little shaky, but this is one of those plays, man, that Rafael is making 99 times out of 100, and most guys wouldn't make this play. Roman Anthony, bases loaded, puts the ball in play. That's what you need. RBI for him. Roman's had a pretty rocky start to the season. What people don't understand is he is a kid, man. He's 21. He just got called up not even a full year ago. He hasn't even played a full season's worth of baseball for the Red Sox. Came into this year with all this pressure on his shoulders. You're asking him to be the leader. Evers is gone. Bregman's gone. You need to be the leader of this clubhouse. 21 years old, that's a lot of weight to carry on your shoulders. Maybe that has a little something to do with the way he's doing at the plate. There's a lot of pressure put on this kid, and he's going to figure it out. Give him time. Be patient with Roman. He's going to be just fine, man. Let him figure it out. Pretty soon we're going to see him put some balls over the fence, hit some gaps. I mean, there's been some hard contact. There's been some really great hits. Even some of his outs are smoked. If he could just get the strikeouts down, I think he's going to be okay. Fast forward to the top of the 4th. Jarren Duran, baby. Bases loaded. Smacks one into the gap in left field. Everybody's scoring. Clears the bases. Biggest hit of the game. Pretty much just put the nail in the coffin in the 4th inning. It's huge seeing him drive in runs. We need that from him. And then who else? Wilson Contreras comes up and knocks in his 6th run of the series. He's the big bat that we were looking for, apparently. I was skeptical myself. I've always liked Wilson Contreras, but I'm like, is he really that big bat in the lineup? Is he going to replace Bregman, Devers? Is he going to be the guy that you lean on to get you the big hit? And so far, he has been that and then some. He's got to be the MVP of the series for me. The guy went 6 for 13, 6 RBIs. And then, of course, in the 9th inning, Trevor Story rips one down the line for good measure. How about Brayan Bello, man? Brayan Bello had a phenomenal game. We've seen 2 guys in this series bounce back tremendously. Ranger Suarez, number 1. Brayan Bello, number 2. It definitely helped that he had a ton of run support. He went 6 2/3. I mean, I don't think we've seen him make it to the 5th inning yet this season. He went almost through 7. Only 2 strikeouts, but he's getting a lot of ground balls. He's getting outs, only gave up 2 runs. We love to see that, man. When the pitching's going, you're going to win games. The pitching hasn't lived up to the hype. You need this rotation, this big money rotation, to throw strikes, get outs, limit the runs, and then you're going to be fine, man. That's where it starts. Big series win. It brings you to 6-9. You're 3 games behind 500. Best spot you've been in a while. Not to mention, you got Garrett Crochet on the mound tomorrow against the Twins. All right? And, well, it didn't really go how we thought it was going to. Good God. Garrett Crochet. I don't know what was up with Crochet. People are speculating. They were speculating during the game. His velocity's down by 2 miles an hour. He's not hitting his spots. He looks tired. He looks hurt. From what I've heard, Garrett Crochet is just fine. He just had a bad night. He had the worst night of his life. It was really bad. I've never seen Crochet like this. He didn't even get through 2 innings. 1 2/3. He gave up 11 runs. 10 of them were earned. It was really, really bad. I think this is probably the biggest news story circulating around, Red Sox media, Red Sox Twitter. What the hell happened to Garrett Crochet? He could be hurt. I don't think he is. He said he's fine. Cora said he's fine. Also, he could have been tipping his pitches. And if you don't know what tipping is in baseball, basically it means you're showing something before you pitch the ball. It's like a certain way you move your hand in your glove, or they can see your hand moving behind your glove and they can tell what you're going to throw. Basically, you have a tell. I would say that's probably the most likely outcome. Let me be clear. I am not coming on my show and accusing anybody of anything. Okay? I am not going to be that guy. But it kind of felt like they knew exactly what Garrett Crochet was going to throw in that game. I'm just saying. But either way, a tough loss. At least the bats were going. Something positive came out of this game. Jarren Duran hit a 2-run homer, which was great for him. Absolute shot. Tomorrow might not be so bad. They're going to hit the ball. They just need the pitching to come along. Tuesday was pretty bad too. Not much to speak on here. Sonny Gray only got through 4 innings, gave up 9 hits, 5 earned runs. Nobody really did anything well. I mean, Roman had 2 hits, Yoshida 2 hits. Good game for them, but you can't get runs across the board. You're never going to win. Wednesday afternoon in Minnesota, the finale. You're just trying to avoid getting swept. Connolly Early's back on the mound, looking to bounce back. I got to tell you, first inning, home run, Minnesota. Just give us a break, man. Stop hitting goddamn home runs. Immediately, I'm like, this game is going to be just as frustrating as the last 2. Thank God. Sox came up. They load the bases with no outs, and I'm not going to lie to you. I was like, watch them not get a single run here. This would be such a 2026 Red Sox thing to do and not put up any runs. Masataka Yoshida, man. I can't say enough about this guy. The dude has been playing lights out when he's playing. He's not playing a whole lot, but when he's getting at bats, the guy's hitting, man. A little bit of luck involved here, but you hit the ball hard, good things happen. Hits it to the second baseman. They got a pretty clear-cut double play. Guy just drops the ball. Then what does he decide to do? From his back, he just hums one over the first baseman's head. 2 runs across for the Sox. And Trevor Story. TS10. I've been trying to tell you something about Trevor Story all year. People still continue to talk shit about him. I don't understand why. I know the numbers aren't great, but the guy is driving in runs. This guy hits a fucking moonshot to left field. 3-run bomb. 5-1. That's all you need. That's all I needed. That's all I needed to know it was going to be a fun day. They got the bats going early, and that's the best possible scenario. You start putting runs on the board, pretty much everybody in the lineup got a hit. Everybody did their job today. Everybody contributed. They were getting aggressive. They were laying down bunts, scoring runs. I love it. And Connolly Early, 6 innings, only 2 hits, only 1 run, 5 strikeouts. Sox win 9-5. Trevor Story, 5 RBIs. I love to see it. Trevor Story continuing to play hard. He's my player of the game for this game. I know they lost the series, and they went 3-3 again. Feels like they're going to be kind of teetering on that 500 to maybe a little below, hopefully a little above 500 until they figure their stuff out. They're a much better team than we've seen. They got a big couple of series coming up. They got Detroit coming in for 4 games. They're going to have to face Skubal over the weekend, so things are going to get interesting. And then we got the Yankees coming to town. Oh, man, am I fired up. Anything can happen. I'm so stoked. Usually we don't see the Yankees till like June or July. I cannot wait. A couple things I want to touch on before I leave you guys today. A couple of the bigger news stories surrounding the Red Sox. Obviously, I touched on Crochet a little bit. I think everybody has a bad day. Skubal had a bad day against Minnesota again. Paul Skeens, opening day this year. He didn't even make it through 2 innings. Everybody has their bad day, even your ace. Let's see how he does. I think he's gonna be fine. Do what you do, play your game, don't dwell on the past. Another thing, Jarren Duran was under a bit of fire again because he flipped off a fan in Minnesota. Obviously, when you're a professional, people treat you a little differently. They don't treat you like a person. They treat you more like entertainment. It's pretty messed up. It's not everybody. There are some great fans out there. You need to understand the human aspect of the game because these guys aren't show ponies. They're actual real people who they go home. Some of them have families. They got to go sit with their thoughts after a bad game. Sometimes they have normal human reactions. People are out here calling him immature. He's never going to mature. He's emotionally immature. He's never going to grow up. I think that you need to look at the context before you make any decisions on that. According to Duran, the guy in the stand said some pretty heinous shit to him. If you've watched the documentary following the Red Sox from a couple years ago, Duran shared a story about how he tried to take his own life, and thank God that he's still here today. But, he still lives with that. That stuff doesn't really go completely away ever. For a fan in Minnesota to yell out, "Hey, Duran, go kill yourself," how would you react? That's all I want to say. So before you judge the guy, just try to think of the scenario and think of what he's been through as a human being, not as a baseball player, because that is not all that he is. Anyways, thank you guys for hanging out with me again. I really enjoy making these videos, so thank you for all your support. Everybody who's liked, subscribed, commented, shared, whatever. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for joining me on this journey of 162 games with this wonderful, horrible stressful, awesome baseball team. Thanks again. Go Sox.